Peace.
Peace.
This is Joshua Miller Law, Mr. PhD. You're just now entering the cipher called Real2reel360. KYs.
Peace, God.
Bring that beat in, kid.
Indeed.
Peace.
Yeah. What's going on, party people? Welcome to the Real2reel360 show. Let's get it in. We do the knowledge and wisdom so you can understand. Real2reel360 shows in full command. We changing the game for how it all was taught. From bondage to freedom to an independent thought. Yo, the show is here to bring about a change for real. To lighten everyone so we all know the deal. 360 degrees is a fact. We created the show to give our love back to our communities so we can know what's going on and give them the support from knowledge to porn. So if you're ready to learn, then it's time to go. Sit back and relax and enjoy your show. Peace.
Peace and blessings to Allah's mighty 5% nation, the God's nurse. To all the human families of the planet Earth, I am DJ KY's Allah, a.k.a. Kato, the black superhero. Welcome to the Real2reel360 show. Listen, we got a dynamic episode. I'm so excited. Can't wait for to get it started. So let's go ahead and let's go. What we got to do is always what we got to do. I got to bring on my co-host with the most, none other than my brother in God himself. Y'all know who he is. Let's
Am I
go.
the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Sure enough.
But who am I?
Joshua Miller Law.
Who am I?
Joshua Miller Law.
I can't hear you.
Joshua Miller Law, Mr. PhD.
What it do, what it do. Peace.
Peace. Let's get it rocking. Man, I don't know if I popped in or popped out.
Yeah, you good right now. You good.
I'm good. All right. Peace to all our followers, likers, and subscribers. Thank you for tuning in to Real2reel360. Today we're going to have a banger for you. We have 3 out of the 4 before it's coming of some of the finest ladies on the planet Earth today. We have some of the musical voices of this team right here that you would just be amazed with. We have the daughters of icons who have formed a group and are blessing us today with their presence. These are the daughters of legacy. Let's go.
There she is.
Let's go.
Let me tell you something. I've had the worst day. Hello. Sorry for my party.
Hey.
It's struggle over here. Struggling.
Well, first of all, good evening, ladies, and welcome to the show. We are honored to have you. It is a delight and a pleasure. So welcome to the Real2reel360 show.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Ladies, could y'all introduce yourselves and give them a little tidbit of who you are and who your beautiful parents are?
I am Keisha Jackson, daughter of Millie Jackson.
I am Namfuyo Aisha. I'm the daughter of Betty Wright.
Hi, I'm Jamesia Bennett. I am the daughter of Ann Nesby.
I'm Heather Hayes, and I'm the daughter of Isaac Hayes.
All right. Look at here. Legacy in the building. The new generation.
The new generation. Right. So
Well, the next
what was the idea of forming this group right here?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time, love. I didn't hear you.
Repeat your question.
Hey, what was the idea of forming this group right here?
Oh, so we're all like 1 degree of separation. Like all of our lives, we've only been about 1 degree of separation from each other. So, not all kids of famous singers also sing, but we do. And it just made sense. It made sense to do. We've all sung background with our parents. We've all seen it. We all understand the industry, and we've all been in it for so long, solo. It just made sense to do something together.
All right. Just give me about 2 seconds. I'm gonna pop in and pop right back out. I'm having a little technical difficulties. K, hold.
All right. So, how did y'all come together to form the group?
So we all knew each other. Well, we all knew we were, like I said, we were like 1 degree of separation from each other. I knew Jamesia from doing theater and doing plays and stuff when I was doing that, because that's her. Listen, that's the queen of that thing right there. So we met on the road doing a play. Um, you know, Millie and Isaac did an album together. So me and Heather are both in Atlanta, and we connected that way. Betty Wright and my mother were good friends, and coming up, Betty, I always called her my godmother. And so me and Aisha would see each other as young kids, like backstage at shows all the time, hanging out until our parents finished doing what they were doing on the stage. And so it just made sense for, to bring everybody together.
Was it hard? I mean, are y'all close in the same area, or y'all separate, or far? As far as living concept?
We're all separate.
Okay.
We're also, well, Heather and I are both in Atlanta, but Aisha's in Miami, Jamesia is in Minneapolis.
Ladies, pardon me, I'm back. How do y'all honestly make the group work with being in so many different locations?
Well, honestly, it's easy for us because we're entertainers and we travel all the time anyway. So anytime we need to, we're booked to perform, we get our flight information and we go where we need to go. And so it's the same thing. Like for us, it's not anything, there's nothing different about it. We don't have to change up anything. This is just what we've always done. And so what we continue to do it. Like if we have a show coming up that's different than what we've done already, then I bring everybody to Atlanta and we rehearse a few days before it's time to go out, before it's time to do that show. And then, we don't miss a beat. He left again. He didn't want to hear what I had to
say. So let me ask this. What were some of the pressures as growing up as children of these famous icons of parents that you had?
Heather?
Kind of pressure.
Or Aisha, doesn't matter. I can't.
You have a parent that as iconic as our parents are, you have these shoes that everybody expects you to fit.
You in and out, sis. Can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
That's better.
Okay. I was saying, when you have an iconic parent, you have these shoes that you're expected to fill, and they're big shoes. You know what I mean? They ain't just regular shoes. So I feel like that was the most pressure for me, was to find my own voice outside of just being Betty's daughter, or even just being a singer or being an entertainer. It was a find myself type thing. So that was the pressure that I experienced.
Yeah, I think it's difficult when you have parents like ours. It's very difficult to have your own identity, because when they see us, they see them. I mean, that's what they know. And so you struggle to kind of separate yourself from them. You're proud of them. You want to honor their legacy, even, what we're doing. But you're really just trying to find yourself and your individuality, because at the end of the day, it's not something that will ever go away. And I think it took me a while to kind of accept that and understand that, and just, he was who he was. He did what he did for Black music, and I'm proud of him. But this is what I do, and you can basically take it or leave it, because I'm true to what I do. You know what I mean? And so I think that, having to have your own identity outside of your parent, when a parent is larger than life, is very difficult, especially when you're younger. You're already regular, 12, 13, 14-year-olds are really struggling with identity. So when you have that type of pressure on top of that, it becomes even more difficult. But I mean, at some point, we all figure out how to navigate through it. And you can be proud of your parent, but you can also kind of, be who you are and live your dreams.
All right.
Now, who does the writing for the group, or do y'all collaborate on the writing for the songs and choreographic for the videos and stuff?
This particular song was written by a friend of mine named Jermaine Heart Soul. And I asked him to write the song because his style is just so dope to me. Like, it's so retro. It got retro vibes, but it's current, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? And so he has like 80s kind of, dance soul kind of vibe to all of his writing. And so I asked him if he could pen a song for the group. But right now, other than the single, that's all we have right now on the books. So there hasn't been a situation where there's been a need to collaborate or anything like that. It's absolutely forthcoming, because I think we're not going to be able to get around that. But the idea to do a single in the first place was basically born out of the fact that promoters, people didn't believe that we could actually sing. They thought it was a gimmick. They were like, well, why hasn't this been done before? I was kind of like, well, that's not really my business. This is my business. You know what I mean? So like, let's make it happen. So, and so when you have promoters that are like, this sounds really good, but I'm hesitant on booking gigs because it just felt like it was not possible because it hadn't been done before. And so, so I asked him to do a single basically so we could get bookings, because people didn't believe that we could sing. But now that we've done a single, now people are asking for for more music. So I think it's inevitable that we're going to have to come together. I think the great thing is that we all write. You know what I'm saying? We all write, we all do this full time. So that's the great part about it. None of this is going to be difficult for us.
Now we have a question from the audience. It's Mr. Carl August. He wants to know who takes the lead in the group, and who or do y'all all share the workload?
It's mostly me. That's Keisha. It's mostly me because, like, I have a distinct vision. Like, I brought all the ladies together, but I have a distinct vision about, and I think I'm the common denominator with all of the ladies. Like, I met each person at a different time in my life, and it just, just kind of pulling it together and figuring it all out. Like, there's been bumps in the road, but figuring it all out. That's kind of me. We all have, different gifts. So we all bring certain things to the table. So it's not a dictatorship by any means. It's very much, so what y'all think about this? Well, I have very distinct ideas about what I want in certain instances, but it's kind of like, what y'all want to wear for this? What y'all think about? If y'all got ideas for the video, like, let's bring it to the table, But I had a whole storyboard put together and absolutely welcomed everybody to tweak and be like, I ain't feeling that. I ain't feeling that. So I would say it's mostly me, but it's also very collaborative.
Now I was want to know, and I'm pretty sure the audience do too. What is the actual vision for Daughters of Legacy? Where do you see the group itself going, and where do you aspire to take it?
Well, now the vision has changed since we've done a record. Like I said, initially it was about us doing what we do, which is do live performances and honor the legacy of our parents. So, when our parents, are not performing as much, those who are still here, they're not performing as much as they used to, and their music is beloved. And so it was really a matter of, did he leave again because they didn't want to hear what I said?
Go ahead, baby. You good?
I'm only kidding. I'm like, I'm tired of you talking. No, but it's really just, it was formed to continue the legacy of our parents. You know what I mean? Because their music is so loved, and people want to hear their music, and it's timeless. And why play it on the radio and on the record when we know exactly how they performed it, not only on the record, but their live performances. So we do, typically our live performances are what we saw them do personally. It's really not even about the record. You know what I mean? And so to me, that was the vision that we were starting out with. But now that we've done a record, the vision has widened. You know what I mean? We're going to have to do more music. But at the end of the day, it's still all to honor the legacy of our parents, that our parents started.
I want to talk. I watched the video real well, and I want to ask this here. She laughing, but I was all right. How was it when y'all got together to show you how y'all got into your synchronizing your steps and your coordination? Because for you to say, y'all just got together and the way y'all worked looked like y'all was rehearsing your butts off to get it all right, and y'all was enjoying it at the same time too. So how was that for y'all?
Somebody else can take it. Somebody else want to take it?
I did one time.
Well, I mean, I had fun. I feel like what people I think don't understand is it's a special connection that we all have because we all come from a very kind of specific type of legacy. And so when we get together, it's fun times. We collaborate, but rehearsing for that was actually, I think the problem is what people don't understand is we actually all did this before this. Like we really do this, right? So when it came to like dancing, if I'm gonna, try to throw in some steps, like I've danced for the best there ever was, right? You got Jamesia, Keisha, they've all been on basically almost Broadway. Like the point is that we actually do this. So you're dealing with a level of professionalism that I think people assume we don't have. So getting together and putting things together is pretty seamless most of the time. Even in that instance, it wasn't, what I'm saying? It wasn't anything that was difficult. And then I think everything was kind of laid out for us ahead of time. And then if we had ideas or questions, we would kind of throw those in there and then we would make it happen. It's much easier than people I think it might be. And it's always a good time. We had a ball shooting that video. It was funny, learning the dance steps, trying to get it tight. It was hilarious.
It was fun. It was fun and it was funny.
It was funny.
Come close. You in and out again.
Okay, when we get together, we clown anyway. So we were ourselves on that set,
Mm-hmm.
Laughed, we worked like we always do, and it came together really, really, really beautifully.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we did it, and I'm really, really hoping a lot more.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay, out of the four, who's the clown? Who's more the clown? Who's the one that cuts up the most?
Jamesia and Keisha.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Aisha, you ain't handing me that shit, man. Come on, man.
I laugh. I'm the one that's always getting.
I'm like, wait, what? I just knew it was gonna be Jamesia and Aisha.
Jamesia is crazy. Jamesia almost got us put on a walk. Jamesia's crazy.
Oh wow.
I'm not gonna accept that.
Yeah. And Aisha has never heard a song that she doesn't want to twerk to. So
right, that's it.
Oh.
That's it.
Come on now.
I would genuinely I feel like Keisha is funny just naturally because her personality is funny. Me and Keisha are actually calmer than the two of them, I would say. For sure. Yeah.
Calmer than me?
Yeah.
Dancing too.
You been lying to yourself.
We be standing in the corner just to make sure that Heather doesn't see anything to create choreography. Because that's our choreographer. If she will design something, she danced for Beyonce and everybody. So
yes.
We go like, we can't do that. She creates choreography for everything. Like, we're going to do this TikTok. Like, damn.
They be mad. I'm like, come do this TikTok.
Damn. Like, And I hate it. I hate doing the social media stuff. I hate it. Like the live stuff and like let's do a TikTok. Let's dance and sing. I despise it.
I love the TikTok. Come on, let's do a TikTok video real quick. I'm like, here she go with the steps and all that. That ain't, but we do it and we have fun while we do it.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's what we're supposed to be doing. It's what we should be doing. You know what I mean?
I asked the right question while you was going.
I see that. But I was going to want to know, how long has the group honestly been together? And we already know that Keisha have met y'all individually over different periods in time. But when did all of y'all first meet and come together?
Oh, it was let's see, maybe we did our first show in like early 2019, late 2018, something like that. And so we came together prior to that in order to make that show happen, obviously. But the concept, maybe 6 years.
Now,
Yeah.
how long have y'all been like? Did y'all grow up together? Because, like you said, I know your parents all had relationships with each other. Y'all, they've been around each other and did shows. Ma'am?
Keisha and I,
Come on
Oh,
closer. Whatever you got to do it again.
Keisha and I, we grew up together on the road.
okay.
We definitely known each other most of our lives.
Yeah. Even though I was in Teaneck, New Jersey, and she was in Miami, like,
Right.
so we grew up together. But she's exactly right, on the road.
Yeah, on the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
And
I
then
want to go ahead.
Keisha and I have
Okay.
been knowing each other for about 20 years.
Okay.
Good.
You good? I'm looking.
Huh?
I'm looking. I'm saying, okay, everybody's.
I don't know. I was looking like
You just blushing. I'm like, I want to see
not blushing.
when it comes to oh gosh, you know, disappeared. But when it comes to Betty Wright, I'm gonna tell you this. A lot of people always say that majority of the song that most people say they loved was Tonight Is the Night. For me, it was Clean Up Woman. The reason why, because as a young boy growing up, my grandmother, before she quote unquote got saved, when she was in that kitchen, she would put on that radio and that Betty Wright would come through. That's all she would sing was Clean Up Woman. She would clean up the house, Clean Up Woman. I'm like, Grandma, do you know any other song? And after I woke up from getting backslapped, I realized that was Betty Wright's signature to me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Clean Up Woman, I always remember the mark. So
yeah. The mark. The mark on your face.
Yeah.
See, everybody has that one. Mine was No Pain, No Gain.
Yeah.
That was
Now,
yes.
I never
But
got in trouble.
you gotta bring that back up when she comes back on. I think she probably went on stage. Ja Rule probably like, I hate you. You know, tell her to come on.
Come on.
Do this song right quick. Yeah.
You know, I never got in trouble. I never got in trouble for listening to Betty Wright. I got in trouble for listening to Millie Jackson.
Yeah.
Well, everybody get in trouble for listening up.
That was the beatings of my life. Like, why would you buy an album that I couldn't listen to? Like, you had to sneak and listen to it. Like,
that's wild to me. Everybody is like, that's everybody's childhood that I talk to. It's like I had to sneak and listen to y'all. I was like, y'all was some badass kids. Why was y'all doing what your mama told y'all not to do?
Yes. Speaking of Millie Jackson and Richard Pryor.
Right. Yes. Yes.
But they would have those basement parties. They would have the basement parties, and everybody be playing Millie Jackson.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. They down there jamming. So the next day, I want to jam too.
Yeah.
I want to have my little party.
Yeah, but the record was tucked in the back of the pile. Like it wasn't in the front for you.
No. I mean, who could say that they never got on punishment or got their ass whooped for the FU song?
Right. No, not
I
listening, but trying to sing it.
And I love it.
Trying to sing it. That was the
yeah. I didn't.
Yeah. That's what I asked.
Kids getting beat today. Kids getting beat today for that song. They put it all in the rap songs now. They still get
beat.
They still get beat.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, it's funny because I never sang it. Like it was the thing is that Mom, I knew what not to say now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like she wasn't playing that. But yeah, like I didn't get in trouble, but she heard me humming around the house going, she's like, what are you singing? I was like, I ain't say it. Like she says that to this day. But yeah, I knew better. I got enough whippings. I got enough whippings for other shit, changing grades and shit like that. So trying to find the right color ink to change the damn grade on the report card. So I had other shit I was getting in trouble about.
Now, Miss Hayes, Heather Hayes,
Yes.
let me ask you this: how was it growing up under the moniker of Black Motive? That's one.
It
Is
was
that
quite.
Aisha and Ja Rule with all that background going on?
No, I'm at rehearsal, so I had a rehearsal.
Oh, okay,
so
okay,
I'm
okay,
to
okay.
I'm trying to close. I'm there in the other room, so I apologize.
It's all good. I'm sorry.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
He was a fun dad. He was super funny. He was kind of strict. But I mean, it was normal. I just think people think they're different, but at the end of the day, they're human beings. They put their pants on one leg at a time. And he was really serious about grades. He was obsessed with video games and movies and cooking. Like, he was super competitive. So we played games with him all the time. Like, he would make us play Monopoly till he won, which, you know, that can happen. That can take all night.
One game of Monopoly takes.
Yeah, one game could take all night. So it was just, he was your normal dad. He traveled a lot. And we would be freaking out when he got ready to come home, because if our grades weren't tight, we knew we was in trouble. But he would be, he'd pull everybody in the room one by one. Like, what's up?
Oh my God.
Scared to death.
I swear to God, you bring it back. I don't even want to talk about this no more.
Yeah.
Now,
it's stressing me out.
What was it about the entertainment lifestyle that y'all grew up in? That
mute your phone, Heather, until you talk.
Right.
Well, I didn't know she was gonna take the camera.
No, I was trying to figure out how to mute.
Oh, okay. Like, wait a minute.
What was it about the entertainment lifestyle that y'all grew up in, was the being on the road with your parents, that made y'all want to enjoy embark in this type of lifestyle for yourselves today?
Misa, you did that one.
Traveling with, for sure, traveling with my parents, and you have to understand, I traveled with my mother, my aunt. My aunt Marie was also in Sounds of Blackness. My cousin Trenan was the drummer for Sounds of Blackness. My uncle Big Jim, rest in peace, who was also the music director for Mariah Carey and Sunday's Best. He was on the road with us too. So being on the road with them, and I was 15 on the road with Sounds of Blackness. We were supposed to be 25. And I started with them. So the first time, I just remember the very first time when we went to London, because we had done a couple of shows here, but they were local shows here, so I knew everybody. But the first time we did our first promotion for Optimistic, I just remember we were on the stage and looking at people as far as we could see. And I was so amazed to see what, not only our voices, but what the songs did to the people, and you know, the reactions of the people, and them singing our songs. They had just came out. I was like, wow, the power of music and what it entailed to change the spirit of the people. It was just amazing, and I knew from that point on that I wanted to continue having that effect on people, and knowing that once you step on stage, it's not about you. It's definitely about the spirit of the people, and them not leaving the same way that they came. So it definitely changed my perspective of getting on that stage. So I knew how important and how powerful it was.
Okay, now I want to go ahead and segue into your new single, Big Bro. What's the segue into that for me?
You Better Know. You didn't hear me?
No.
It's called You Better Know.
I thought you was telling me I better know. I thought everybody else knew.
Like, you better know.
You better. That's what I'm saying. Like, you better know.
You better
like,
know it's jammed.
You better know it's jammed. Like, that's what I thought he was going to. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think you trying to tell me the title. I just told you to segue into it. I knew it.
You see what I work with?
Hey,
he wanted to segue into it. And he said,
so I told him I segue
better
into
know.
it.
You better know.
You know what I'm saying? We both know. And I'm sitting there going,
better know.
And then he goes, you better know. I said, you know it. Boom.
So the title came up with how, before we get into how did the title come about?
The title came up is because when I contacted Jermaine and said, "Hey, I'd really like you to write a song for the group," I was really specific in what I didn't want. I really wanted. I didn't want him to say legacy anywhere in the title, in the song, nowhere. And I didn't, want to shout out our parents' name. I wanted it to be like a dance vibe, but it needed to say who we were without saying who we are, like directly. And so that's what he came back with a couple of weeks later. And it was perfect. Like we didn't tweak it. We didn't do nothing. We just took it as it was. It was jamming.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with
You Better Know It.
You Better Know.
Don't put it on the end of it.
No. He better know it.
He'll always do that.
I was going to
Hey,
go,
what is it? You better know. Oh, you better know it? No, you better know it. Now you better know it. You better know it. You better know. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
What? Who's on first?
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it. That's it. You know what I mean?
Daughters of Legacy.
You better know.
You better know.
There you go. Let's get it.
Come on.
You better know it.
You already know my name and what it stands for. So if you're thinking it's a game, I know you better know. So bad and it's all mine, that's what you want. You ain't gonna waste my time, I know you better know. What you thinking when you see me? A woman that you know just what she need and want. And I guess you got it for me. Well, talk to me real sweet, and baby, then we'll see. 'Cause it ain't what you drive or what you buy that gets me walking by your side. I've been all around the world. I'm not your average girl. You wanna get to know me? What you gon' show me? You already know my name and what it stands for. So if you're thinking it's a game, I know you better know. So bad and it's all mine, that's what you want, that's what you want. You ain't gonna waste my time, I know you better know. I'm not just a pretty face, I've got a body, mind and soul, but so hard to go. Don't try too hard and impress me. Just miss me with those games. Show up in every way. Yeah, what you drive or what you buy that gets me walking by your side. I've been all around the world. I'm not your average girl. You wanna get to know me? You wanna get to know me? What you gonna show me? You already know my name and what it stands for. You know my name. So if you're thinking it's a game, I know you better know. So fine and it's all mine, that's what you want. I know you ain't gonna waste my time. I know you better know. You already know my name and what it stands for. So if you're thinking it's a game, I know you better know. So fine and it's all mine, that's what you want. I know what you want. You ain't gonna waste my time. I know you better know. You got game, nice smile. I kinda like style, but I'ma need much more. So what you got in store for me? I've been all around the world. I'm not your average girl. You wanna get to know me? What you gonna show me? Oh, know my name. Yeah. Hey. You already know my name and what it stands for. Oh yeah. So if you're thinking it's a game, I know, better know. So fine and it's all mine, that's what you want. So fine and it's all mine. You ain't gonna waste my time. I know you better know. You already know my name and what it stands for. So if you're thinking it's a game, I know you better know. So fine and it's all mine, that's what you want. That's what what you want, yeah. You ain't gonna waste my time. I know you better know.
You better know.
Add another letter to it.
I didn't add no 2 other letters to it, but in the song.
Hey, there we go. And on that note, now in the video, and I hope, listen, everybody, please make sure you go watch that video. You'll enjoy it. I want to know the story behind the cars. Does the cars fit the ladies, or did the ladies fit the cars? How did that come about?
So the cars are Killer Mike's cars.
Okay.
And Killer Mike is a good friend of mine. And he has a space where he keeps his cars. And I was like, can we use, because this is good. Like, we can post up on these things here. But they all are classic and they all have different personalities. And so other than Heather's, I mean, I was cool with whatever car, but like I chose the red car for Heather because that was just all Heather. You know what I'm saying? And then, we had 5 cars to choose from, but it's 4 of us. So it wasn't going to be a big, long, drawn out decision. You know what I mean? But they're just really dope. But, Killer Mike allowed us to, he let us borrow his cars. And initially he thought we wanted to drive them. He's like, now with this one right here, like, you gotta, when you drive it, I'm like, wait, I ain't driving. I ain't paying for nothing. I ain't paying for nothing. I don't want nothing to happen. This thing ain't leaving the garage. So we stayed in there. But yeah, he wanted us. He thought we were going to drive the car around. But no, I didn't want no liability.
Now, ladies, who produced the song for y'all?
Jermaine, the guy who wrote it.
The guy who wrote it, he wrote it and produced it.
Yeah, okay. But we all, like, we do this. So, we added our own flair to our verses and to what we do. He just basically gave us the basic melody, but we put the seasoning on. You know what I mean?
Right. Who did the remix?
So there's a guy named Larry Peace. He was Prince's personal DJ.
Okay.
Yeah, and so like he went like everywhere, traveled with Prince. Whenever Prince would have parties at his house, that's who he called to to do the party. And so Larry Peace was the person to do it. And we have some UK promo folks who are now friends who one of them is managing Larry. And he was like, I would like Larry to try a remix. We tried a couple other remixes too from a few other UK DJs, but his was the one that stuck. And it was like, no, this is the one right here. So yeah.
Now, how much input or support do your mom have, Keisha and Jamisha? How much input and support do they have when it comes down to your music and y'all actually coming together singing?
So us coming together and us doing this record, 0. Like they had nothing to do with it. Like they didn't hear it until after, because we don't be wanting that. They be getting on our nerves, like we get on their nerves. You know what I mean? Because honestly, I mean, but truthfully, like growing up, anything when we decided that we wanted to do music, they had an opinion about everything that we did. So this was an opportunity for us to, we're gonna go ahead and do this, and we don't want them to be all in it like that, because this is not their project. And although when it comes to certain things like how to do things or the best way to go about doing things, absolutely, because they are the legends. But we have been in this for so long, and we've not only watched them, but we literally followed in their footsteps and did the same thing. So when it comes to the music, we're more in touch with not just what's happening today, but we know what we want. Right. And so I had my mother produced one song for me, and it is absolutely amazing. And it was for a play that she did back in the day, Young Man, Older Woman, that I was part of. But And she killed it. But I was sounding like Whitney Houston. Like that's what you talking about. I'm more Mavis Staples over here. You know what I mean? So she was killing. Do it again. Do it again. And I was just like, so no. After that, no. She had nothing to do with the record. But it was like, Ma, I did this record. Ooh. And I can give it to her, and it's already done, and it's too late.
Right.
It's too late. So with that, but as far as our careers, my career, I'm only speaking of myself. As far as my career, of course, when there's a move that you're about to make, that's like, I don't think you should do it like that. I think you should do it like that. Of course, I take everything that she says into consideration, even when I don't necessarily go the route that she wants me to go. Always.
Mine is a little different. My mom's all in it. My mom, she'll call and be like, "Congratulations, Women." She's excited. She wants to know what's going on. I know when we were doing the video shoot, they gave me their vehicle to drive. Y'all gonna need a vehicle to drive. She gave me a car to drive. They were going out of town. Send the information. She wants to see it. She wants people to take pictures. She wants us to go live. She wants to be all, she wants to be all in it. And just like Miss Millie did produce one of Keisha's songs. My mother was there when I was creating rodeo style, so that was kind of weird. Mm-hmm. So like, is that gonna be all right? But she was right there with me. My mom, they all look at her like, this is Ann Nesby, Sounds of Blackness, but my mom is still hood. We from Illinois. We from Joplin, Illinois. So we still,
love
but we my mom, you need to on this part, you need to holler on that part, like on rodeo style, mom. That's why I came up with that one part. Every call my name, say me, say. That was for my mother. My mother actually. And I was like, oh my God, Mom, but she's my mom is definitely really proud of each and every one of us. She always sends her love to the girls and all of that. So it's really good to still have some of our parents alive to see this thing happen for us and be proud of it. So I'm excited for that part, to keep her involved in whatever capacity on the outside. On the outside. Because other than that, we'll all have on glitter and diamonds
and sequins.
Yes. That's my mother.
Keep it moving.
And her and Millie.
Yes. The highest hair. And that's something that my mother always said. Like, you are performing for the person in the last row.
Yes.
That couldn't afford the front row seats. That's who you're performing for. So everything has to be big. The hair had to be big, because anytime I would get ready to go on stage, she would be, pull it up.
Yes.
You had to have on something shiny. You had to, it was for them. It was for the people in the last row in the back. That's who. And she said, and that was something that stuck with me all the time. Like, when you are performing, you are not, granted, like when you're singing, typically your focus is the people that's right in front. But she was like, you gotta make those people know that you are performing to them as well. You can't, you know what I mean? So that was a huge piece of advice that she gave me that I never ever forgot.
And you got to think about it. Me and Keisha, we sing background for my mom together.
Yep.
And she was, everybody else was good. We ones get hollered at. Listen. And we were good. Like, why we got to get hollered at?
Y'all ain't, why y'all, and what was the story, Nisi, about? It was something like my nail came off or something. And it was the middle of the show, and I had broken a nail, or the thing came off or something right before the show. And she was like, just do this. Just keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. So can't nobody see it. Just do this. Ain't nobody gonna notice. And I was like, so that's what me and Missy say it. It's like, it's such an inside joke. But anytime it's like we dealing with something, she keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Like you can't, we ain't got time to deal with that. And I ain't got time to deal with your nail right now. But it was also, don't let them see you sweat. Like if you bring attention to it, they're going to pay attention to it.
And if you think about it, y'all, the list of our parents, you got Isaac Hayes, Millie Jackson, Betty Wright, and Ann, like, these are the real singers, like the real people, like, they love, their audiences range from so many different age groups, just incomparable. Like we have comparable parents. So, we don't have no choice but to be who we are.
And all of us are so directly influenced by our parents. Like we
Yes.
always tease Heather about fashion. Child, because Black Moses, baby, and
Man.
the chains and greased down, honey, and the baby. You know what I'm
Hold on,
saying?
hold
Heather is going to come with all the
Done.
things, all the fanfare. Hello. She's gonna walk in the room. We're gonna be like, hello, Heather. But hello. She's gonna walk in the room, baby. So
With
like
stuff for
we
us too. With stuff
with
for us.
yes, and here you take this jacket and you put on that's not working together. Here, throw on this hat. Like that's Heather. That's
on. Now,
Isaac.
I'm gonna say this right. If you look at my brother, that was his idol. Look at him, bald head, and everything he do has got to be extravagant.
Yeah.
Go out,
Yeah,
he got to have on.
yeah,
That's the influence right there. Then the
yeah, man.
voice.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he wants to shoot me the bird, but he knows we live right now.
It's all
So
right.
that right there.
That's it,
and
man.
but
Yeah.
I was going to ask Ms. Heather, how do you balance working or dancing with Beyonce and singing and performing for yourself? Like I know that working with Beyonce is a lot, and then trying to have your own career as a singer and performer yourself. How do you balance that?
So I actually don't presently work for her.
Mhm,
Right now, I worked for her in the past. I mean, I worked for a lot of people in the past, actually,
mhm,
and I feel like I'm just grateful because I feel like music is different now. Even
Mm-hmm.
definitely from the time that our parents were at the top of the game. But when like I worked with her, I worked with Michael Jackson, I worked with James Brown. The level of professionalism and like do it until you get it right type of thing
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
I experienced with them, which also transcended from my father. Um, it's not difficult. Like it's one of those things where my dad used to tell me like if you don't like one monkey don't stop no show. Like it's gonna get done.
Sure
So you
enough.
best be on top of your game. You know what I'm saying, to get it done. And that's just how
That's
he
right.
was. And it was very, from a musician standpoint, he used to make me do things. I remember this one time I was 12 years old and I wanted to be in a talent show and I wanted to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. So my mom had asked him to make a track for me.
I remember.
Well, when the track came, I'm like, I mean, it had modulations, key change, like it was crazy. And he was like, "Oh, should be all right." And he sat beside me and sang it to me line by line by line so that I could learn. It's like a masterpiece. Like it was ridiculous. Like, who
So
are
he
you
was doing the
producing this
soundtrack
for?
from Shaft
Yes,
for
I'm
her
like, I'm
school
12. My mother,
play.
exactly. She's like, she's 12. Who are you producing this for? Right. But the crazy thing is I had done it. I had auditioned for a spot in this big show for high school. The next year I was going to high school. And it was like 300 kids in there, teenagers, high schoolers. And I got a standing ovation from that song. And I was like 12, 13 years old. And so, you learn from them what it takes to make it, like through the ups and downs. It wasn't always the best, but it's one of those things where you consistently reinvent yourself and you just have to balance it. It's a balancing act. You know what I mean? So we all do multiple things right now outside of Daughters of Legacy. And like the reality is I'm standing outside doing an interview with, but they're rehearsing on the inside because they need to get this rehearsal done. And it's just what you do to make stuff happen, right? You got to do, that's the name of the game. If you want to succeed, if you want to have any type of longevity in this industry, you got to just ride the wave and make it happen.
Okay, that was when you talk about choreographing and doing all the dance moves for the videos. What was that inspiration and concept for you to bring to the ladies?
I mean, well, I feel like you have to kind of be true to who we are. It's not
She
something.
did that shit right beforehand.
Yeah, I
called
made it up right before, but the reality of it is that we're not up here trying to be, Beyonce's dancer. So that's not the vibe of what the song was or the energy what we were bringing. It was one of those things where we're going to do some steps. We want to have fun. We want to embody the soul of the music and the being fun, you know what I mean? And having on a cute outfit while doing it. That was kind of the point. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it was really simple. Like I said, everybody in Daughters of Legacy, they're professional. So it wasn't difficult. It didn't take a long time to teach it and for them to learn it. It's just great to work with women that kind of know what they're doing. Like, period. And it takes people need to understand, like, it takes a lot of trial and error, a lot of practice to know what you're doing, right? And we've all had so many different experiences coming up in this industry. And so it was just easy. It was easy to choreograph it. I wanted, people will give you like a suggestion, a directive, like, I want it to be like this. We don't need to be a whole bunch of dancing. And that's just what it was. And it was really easy, fun.
That's because I knew my ass couldn't do it. That's why.
You couldn't knock me over with a feather. If I swear, if your name wasn't, I'm looking at Millie right now. You are a spitting image of your mom.
Everything.
Yeah, man.
Everything.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man.
I got a question. Okay.
But let me finish adding to Heather's thing real quick. Don't forget your question, though. Don't forget.
Right.
So, like with the video shoot, the particular scene with the choreography in it, it was supposed to be a rehearsal scene. So it wasn't supposed to be like, like she said, Beyonce's dances and everything like that. So it was supposed to be her teaching us. Like that was part of that was what the scene was about. But I went away to look at some cars in the other room and came back and they had did the whole shit. She had done finished. She didn't even choreograph it until we got there. Yeah. And then by the time I got back in the room, which wasn't that long, she had done already been like at 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like
she was mad because Jamesia got it like that.
Because Jamesia just jumped right in. I was like, what? Well, huh? Y'all I just, listen, I takes my time. I got it. I'm not challenged to that degree, but I ain't as fast as damn Jamesia. Jamesia may as well have been the assistant choreographer.
Right.
I felt like they was on the drill team together at some point in their life. Come on. Me and Aisha was challenged. We look at each other like, hold on, 1, 2, wait, how I go again? How? And they over there just looking at us. You know what I mean? But anyway, I just wanted to put that in. Like, Heather is fine what she do. She really, really is. Like, she dope. She quick with it. That's what she do. But anyway, your question. I'm sorry.
All right. Now, being this new inspiration, what I see and what I like is like there's a lack of lady singers, female singers, group female singers in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So are y'all hoping to reinvent that wheel, but with the new flavor that you have? Because the song is banging. And I know I would truly love to see more and hear more of y'all as a female group. So is that what y'all trying to do? Even if y'all are working on solo career directions or whatever, but I would love to see that y'all would hold it together for a female group to let everybody know that womanhood and music is still there, that collaboration.
For sure.
You can never let go.
For sure. Absolutely.
I think and one thing I know for myself, I just want to making it clear, we're not coming out to be like the new best thing that's on the market.
Right.
We competing against Beyonce and Rihanna. What we really, really, really honestly are doing are tributing our parents and keeping their legacy alive. It's important because there's a lot of iconic people whose lives are just, they're not spoken of anymore.
That's right.
So to be able to transcend some of the songs and stuff that we've heard all of our lives and performed and been out on the road and got beat for and everything for people to go on stage and sing these songs, and people are looking at us with their mouths down to the ground like, oh my God, I feel like I'm looking at Millie. Oh my God, I'm hearing Isaac. Hey, oh my God, Betty writes. She's dropping it down to the floor just like her mama.
Baby, yes.
I'm singing optimistic, and they're like, "Is that Ann? That?"
That's
One
right.
lady was in the audience like, "Sing Ann!" Like, that's not Ann.
This is not Ann. Yeah.
So that's what we are doing. Of course, we have our separate things that we do outside of this for our own personal reasons, but this group is specifically for us to not only inspire other legacy children to do the same for their parents, but we knew that this is what we wanted to do for our parents. And we are all on one accord with it. And what better way and what better sounds to have than the four iconic parents that we have,
That's
and
right.
it's a great show. You got the, you got Millie, you got Ed, you got the gospel, you got the hey, you got the custody, it's just a
For
great
sure.
show. And when people come and see this, you got the orchestration of Isaac Hayes, and then you got that old school, like you said,
Man,
the cleanup woman. When Aisha gets on stage and sings cleanup woman, they go
they
bananas.
lose their
You know,
mind.
Yeah.
and then we also and do this thing where before we come out on stage, Keisha had this great idea of playing the songs of our parents that have been redone by the new artists, so that those
Samples.
songs play. So then when we got on stage, most of these people don't even know that these are our parents' songs that you guys are hearing today. So when we walk on a stage, they'll play the stuff that was played for Beyonce, that they have sampled from each some of whoever's parents, and then
Yeah.
we walk on the stage and we do our show. So it's amazing. So I know that for sure that this is what we're trying to do. We're not trying to compete or be the, like I said, be in the running for the Beyonce's title. We are here to strictly present and celebrate to the
Hmm.
highest of celebration, celebrate our parents and keeping them alive in the ears of the young people and for generations to come. If we can,
Yeah.
if God gives us that longevity, that's what we want to do.
Yeah. And the
Excuse,
interesting part is, I'm sorry, babe. The interesting part about the show is that we are teaching as well,
Yes,
because like that part, before we come out and do our individual parts, like for example, you know, we have DJ on stage with us sometimes, and like they're spinning, like when you hear Ghetto Boys Mind Playing Tricks on Me, I sit alone. People don't even know that's Isaac Hayes.
right.
People don't even know. People don't know that do 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 do. That's my mother. People don't know. You know what I'm saying? And so we're like schooling them, like they're like, oh my God, I didn't even know this was a Millie Jackson sample. But this is like your favorite stuff that you hear all the time. Jada Kiss, you know what I'm saying? Did Sounds of Blackness. And but Mary J, you know what I'm saying, did Betty. You know what I'm saying? And it's just it goes on and on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like we're honoring our parents in so many different ways
yes,
that it's just a good time, and you walk away like knowing our parents a little bit better. Like us, but you know our parents a little bit better. Like, because people don't attribute our parents to this hip hop generation at all. But I'm like, baby, if it wasn't for samples, there would be no hip hop generation.
exactly,
Exactly.
exactly.
You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? So and James Brown, like his daughters, Yama especially, like she's a daughter. She don't sing though.
Yeah.
We keep her off stage. We keep her off. We ain't gonna have her
Let her
sing.
talk. We just let her
We
introduce.
let her talk because baby, that's what she
Try
be.
to sing.
She can't talk. But James Brown, the most sampled artist in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So like this is really, really important, not only to us, but to the history of Black music.
Even with Issa, I want to talk a little about Issa with her
Yes.
parents,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Issa Pointer is the daughter of Ruth Pointer of the Pointer Sisters and Dennis Edwards.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So she comes on and she sings Papa. Well, she starts off her set with Papa was a
Baby.
Rolling Stone, baby. It was the
Yes.
3rd of September. They lose their damn, and she sound like her mama, which is, and Ruth, I don't even think Ruth smoked, but she sounded like Virginia Slim and Cognac, honey. You know what I'm saying?
Ruth had that deep voice.
Ruth,
Yeah.
baby, Ruth got that raspy, honey. Ruth and
Yeah.
Millie, that's that. They be talking down. They talk down. And Betty too.
It
Betty
was
got, you know what I'm saying? It's that
good.
resonance. It's that, so
Yeah.
when and Issa sounds just like her mother and looks
Yes.
like her father. So when she comes
Yes.
on, it was the 3rd of September. They be like, they lose their minds. They lose their
Yes.
minds. So it's so much, golly, it's so much Blackness and so much culture, like in the show itself. Like you really walk away from the show full, like literally. You know what I mean? So yeah, just want to say
I
that part.
saw one clipping. It had Ray Charles' daughter.
Yeah.
on there as well. So,
Robin.
Robin, right?
Yeah, her name is Robin. Yeah, she was working with us early on, and she's liable to be in and out, but she's got a deal actually now.
Okay.
You know, and so she's working on I think she has a production deal, and she's working on that and working on a solo situation with that. But honey, everybody, and the thing is like, it's interesting because initially she thought maybe the audience wouldn't really take to her set because she was like, yeah, but that stuff is so old. That stuff is like 1960s. Honey, when you get into doing that, you know, the nighttime,
Right.
baby,
Yes.
it's a done deal. Like
It's
everybody
still
remember
resting.
Rudy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody remember Rudy coming down the stairs. You know what I'm saying? And so, and that, hear me what I say, say, oh, you know, everybody's all the way in. So like,
Right.
we all have so much to offer, to be honest with you. And I look forward to when we can have all of us and even more, just like added to the show. You know, but there's a, you know, you got a lot of kids out here that don't necessarily do this for a living. And so it does come off kind of gimmicky. And that's the reason why it was kind of like, okay, we need to do a record so these people can know that we are the real deal. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's a work ethic that goes along with this. Like we all naturally have that because we all naturally hustle. You know what I'm saying? So all of that stuff with whoever else we bring into the group, all of that has to come together. It has to gel. You know what I mean? Because like we all working, you need to work and you need to work and you know what I'm saying, to make the thing happen the way it's supposed to happen. And so we've got that thing down pat. And I look forward to when like all of us are on stage at the same time, like all 6 of us plus, you know what I mean?
Well, this last one is my question is to both you and Heather because I'm about to ask. Now, peace and blessings to your father, Heather, since he returned to the essence years ago, and it's hard to even to me replace such a great icon. So my question to you and Keisha is, who's going to do you want to make love? How that gonna happen?
And no, nobody, because we don't necessarily love that album. We appreciate it. And we glad that 2 icons came together and they were friends and they was dressed in the outfits and shit. But we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
I love
and
that.
Who we can't sing to each other.
That's what I asked.
So shit, like that's gonna stay right there on that vinyl record. Where it's gonna stay right there in the archives.
That's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, it's a jam though. But you know, that was also back in the day when, like, you know, like think about Ashford and Simpson and Tina Marie and Rick James, right? Everybody sung like this. Everybody was all in each other's face and, hey, nobody ain't doing that. Don't nobody sing no duets like that no more. We ain't about to be, do you wanna make love? Everybody doing that. So we're gonna keep that in the archives. We love them and we love them for it, but we're not doing that.
I love you guys. I have to sneak off and
we gotta go.
Go ahead, do your thing, and hopefully Aisha and Ja Rule will come back on.
Okay. Well, actually,
bye, Mama.
We have to. It's time for us to step out as well.
Yes.
Yes, it's about that time for us as well. I wonder, whatever reason, StreamYard has been tweaking, but to see where want our audience to see where y'all going to be and how they can get the music and get a chance to have that Daughter Legacy experience.
So the music is on all platforms. So however you want to do it, if you want to stream it, if you want to download it, we like you to download it because that's what Coins is. But as far as shows are concerned, like you can go to KeishaJackson.com. You can go to Daughters of Legacy Official on Instagram. Everything will be there. If we have a show, a flyer, it's going to be announced there. You can get to see us perform and rehearse and do all that stuff and get like intimately kind of get to know us and stuff like that. And then we have our own perspective pages. I'm Keisha Jackson. Heather Hayes is Heather Hayes, right? Jamesia Bennett is Jamesia Bennett. You know what I'm saying? And Namfuyo is under Namfuyo Aisha and Namfuyo 76 on Instagram. And we are also the Daughters of Legacy on Facebook. So you can find us, honey.
All right, but we want to thank y'all for coming on because it's been a blast.
Absolutely.
And anybody in the audience who don't know whose daughter is who, something is wrong at this point. Like, you can tell whose daughter is who. So, ladies, thank you so much. It's been an honor and a privilege for us. And wow, whenever that y'all want to come back, y'all have the opportunity. Please come back.
Real2reel360, man. Y'all all the way live, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just realize your song is you can watch, you can hear their song being aired on our radio show on Live 365. You can hear that. You better know, Josh.
You better know.
You better know.
Hear it on Real2reel360 radio, y'all.
You better know.
Yeah,
ladies,
appreciate y'all.
It's been a pleasure and an honor. You don't have a home away from home. You have a home right here on our Real2reel360 platform.
You.
If there's
Thank
anything
you.
that we can do for y'all at any given time, please don't hesitate to call on us. We will do our best to make sure we get you straight.
Thank you so much. Reach out to a local promoter and tell them to come on and bring us in.
Bring this in. That's it.
Okay.
Definitely, ladies.
See y'all
Bye.
later. Bye.
Ladies.
Peace.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we starting to come to the end of the show. Right now, I want to take the time out and thank our guests for coming on. Also, too, we want to make sure that y'all listening and subscribing and tell a friend and keep sharing because we're going to keep bringing y'all the real content. You know what I mean? So, DJ K-Wise, my brother, take us up out of here, son. Peace.
I want to give a big shout out to the nation of guards and nurses, and to all the human families on the planet Earth. I say peace. But to our subscribers, those who continue to watch and listen to the show each and every time we come on, I give a big shout out and love, peace, and happiness to you. The beast of man, woman, and child of the you in our verse. It's time for us to disperse. We bring the best, not the worst. We thank you once again for tuning in to the Real 360. Bring a friend to hit that like and subscribe so we continue to grow to bring more knowledge and wisdom to you. Upon our show, you make it possible for us to do what we do. Now it's time to end.